Okay, let's try this again. This is the second time I've attempted to start this because apparently my bathroom is not set up very well for recording. Shock. I'm in the bathroom for a very good reason, and I don't have my glasses on for a very good reason. I'm going to be waxing my brows, and I was like, hey, cool, let's show everybody. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to clean this off, and I'm going to be looking off camera a few times here, because that's where my mirror is, and frankly, I can't do this looking in a camera viewfinder. Ugh. Okay, so just basic cleanser on a tissue. In the process of doing this, I dropped the entire roll of toilet paper in the toilet, so the toilet is now closed. Yay. But y'all can see kind of my process for this. It's kind of fun. I am using the, let me grab him. Where did I put him? I don't know where I put him. Oh, there we go. I'm using just ready-to-use wax strips. These are Veet. They're actually for legs and body, but I just cut them up into small pieces. So you get this big strip. It's a little longer than that, and I just chopped off 2 small pieces so that I can use them on my brows successfully. It's a pretty simple process. These don't really hurt even. Rub them between your hands to get it all nice and warm. Woo! And maybe peel it apart. And you can actually just take this one, the other half of your strip, and fold it in half for now, because we'll use that again later. And I'm just going to really quick apply it, and I'll show you what I do. Just got to get really close to the mirror here, so I'll be just a sec. Okay, so I know I look ridiculous, but I have one on. You can bend them, and so you can form it to the curve of your eyebrow that you want. You're not going to get an exact line, like you would if you had hot wax, but I have a hot wax pot, but I just didn't really feel like busting it out and heating it up and all that jazz, because this was kind of spur of the moment. So all you're going to do is grab this loose end here that doesn't have any wax on it, put your other hand just on the other side of your eyebrow and pull to the side, and then pull with your pinky this side. So you have this really awkward claw thing going on, but it helps a lot. Grasp the right hand side or the outermost edge, because you want to pull against the hair, and then yank. And you end up with a pile of hair on here. And then check it in the mirror, which I'm doing really quick here. And you can actually reapply these just a little bit. So I'm going to reapply on the edge here because I didn't quite get the right spot. And you're just going to do the same process. So make sure when you're doing this that you grab your skin and pull. You want this skin to be really taut, because if you do that, it's easier not only to take it off, but you're more likely to get an accurate pull. Let me just check this, baby. Okay. And then once you're done with that, fold it over so it's in half so that the wax is on the inside. And I would grab the other half of your strip to the top part of your brow. Just be aware you're going to have some residual wax on the underside here. It's kind of annoying for right now, because I don't want to clean this off until I've done both the top and the bottom. So your eyelashes will probably be a little sticky right now. Your brow will be a little sticky right now. We'll fix it at the end, because I do half, clean it up, half, clean it up, and then I'll aloe. So yeah, pretty simple. You're going to take the other one that you folded in half at the beginning, rub it so that it's all nice and warm. You do this because when you separate these pieces apart, you want the wax to be nicely separated. I don't know if you can really see that. You can kind of see the gloss there where it's separated kind of more nicely so that you have wax on both halves. It makes life easier. So give me just a sec. I'm going to apply this. The same kind of process. You're going to lay it on along your brow how you want it. If you get it in the wrong spot, you can very carefully peel it off of where you want it. It's a lot easier to do with these than it is with hot wax, because with hot wax you're going to have to oil it off, which is a pain in the butt. Yeah, give me just a sec. I will be right back. Okay, so just a note on the top of your brow. Easiest way to do it is to start on the outside, so you can line that up how you want the outside curve, and just slowly put it down around your brow. You will probably have to do 2 passes on the top. It's a fact of life with these strips that you're not going to get it nicely because it's a straight line and you have a curved brow. You can curve it to an extent with the strip, but not perfectly. So same principle applies here. Go ahead and grab the outside. I close my eyes, or one eye I should say. This eye stays open so I can see what I'm doing. Grab and pull. And you end up pulling off whatever hair you don't want that was stuck to the wax. So what is coming off is what is stuck to the wax. What stays is what's not. It's a very simple principle, but it's easy to mess up, especially if you have brows like mine, which are really light and really thin. One wrong hair and it looks like I have a massive gap in my brows. Sucks, but it is what it is. I'm gonna really quick check this. Okay, and actually I'm going to need to take off a little more on the outside here. So since you can reuse these, I'm going to pop it on, smooth it down with the grain of the hair, and pull it off against it. Yay! Okay, and you're only really using this outside edge here, so the center's not going to have a lot of wax. So I'm going to actually fold this in half so that it's just wax and pop it down in the middle right here. I don't get much of a unibrow, but I want to get all of the little hairs off of there if you have a big old unibrow. Just be aware that it's going to hurt a little bit more because you have more hair. It doesn't hurt for long. If you do find that it gets really stingy, you can do a 2-hand thing where you pull off and then pop your hand on it really quick and just hold it for a second and it won't hurt as much. Really, eyebrows don't hurt that bad. I'm going to be honest. There are some of the least painful types of waxing out there. So it shouldn't be too bad at all. Let me fold this up and get rid of it because I don't want it laying around. So you have a couple of options for removing the excess wax. Some of these kits have these little perfect finish wipes. That's what I'm using today because I'm lazy. Your other option is to use oil. To be honest, any type of oil will work. Baby oil is fantastic because it's on your face. But since you're only doing such a small area, if you take a cotton ball with a very light amount of like olive oil or vegetable oil, like any of those types of things, it'll work just fine. And so you'll just take it on your, cotton ball or cotton wipe or your wipe that you came in your kit and just wipe it all down. Just to make sure you get everything. Make sure you get it off of your eyelashes. So yeah, and you're going to have a nice pretty red face for a little bit, but that's okay. If you get wax on your hands, wait until you're done, unless it's really in the way. Because really, you're going to get little tiny bits on your hands anyway, and so you might as well wait till the end to get, wipe it all down and wipe it all off and then wash your hands. Forgot to note, wash your hands before you start this. It's best with the clean hands and a clean face. So that's why I cleansered to begin with. If you get a waxing kit, it may or may not have a cleanser. So I would just use your regular, a light cleanser that you have to cleanse your face down. If you have those antiseptic wipes, those work really well to make sure that you're not getting any bacteria in any of this. Be aware that sometimes when you're waxing, bleeding happens. You're pulling hair out by the roots. So depending on your skin, depending on your hair, depending on your blood, so my husband, who takes blood thinners, bleeds like a mofo when I wax his eyebrows. But yeah, and so you're going to have a reasonably clean brow from doing this. You can reuse it. I wax everything off. I hate tweezing. So if you don't mind tweezing, you can tweeze the little tiny hairs. Because my hair is so light and fine, I don't even bother most of the time. I will just wax what I can wax and everything else can hang out. Because you can't really see it much anyway. Because I don't have really a lot of hair there. And it's really light and it's really fine. Okay, so I'm going to switch to the other side. Same process. Take your double-sided wax strip. Warm it up just with hand friction. And we're going to peel her apart. Maybe. Oh, don't be a bugger. Okay, peel it apart. Fold one in half. And then this guy can go down here. And now I've got this guy. I'm going to do the same process on my left side. Give me just a sec. I'm going to put it on same exact way I did the top and the bottom over here. I'll just curve it, set it on, just do it little bits at a time to make sure it's where I want it. And I will be back in just a sec. Okay, a quick note. For the underside, I like to start in the middle or slightly to the left, like right where your like uppermost part of that curve is, and smooth left, and then start here and smooth to the middle. I just find that it makes for a nicer line. And the other thing is, when you're smoothing it down, hold this flap on the inside. Because if you smooth it down and you move it, kind of annoying. And it's really easy to miss hairs if you do that. So, just make sure that's all down. And make sure you only smooth right along the top edge. Don't smooth down here. You don't want to take your eyelashes off. So, I'm going to grab the outside, or you can do the dual pull. Either way, since I don't really care, I'm just going to do it here and yank it off. And let me check. Always mirror check as soon as you're done pulling a strip off. Do not do multiple strips without mirror checking. And I need to just do a little bit more on the outside here, which is super simple. Woo! Okay. And then I will just fold this guy in half and throw it away. And now for the top half again. It's pretty quick and easy. I mean, this video is going to be longer than it would normally take me just because I'm explaining what I'm doing while I'm going along. So warming it up, split it out, and let me put the top on, and I'll be back in just a sec. Okay. And we're going to do the same process. Grab, yank. So, a note. You want your eyebrows to be reasonably symmetrical. Don't expect perfection. Eyebrows aren't perfect. You're not perfect. Your face is not shaped perfect. And you're working with an imperfect tool. You are not going to have perfectly symmetrical brows. Can't say that again strongly enough. Cannot tell you how many times at work, when I was at the spa or when I was in school, somebody would get pissed at me because, oh my gosh, they're not perfect. I'm like, dude, they're as perfect as they're gonna get. Okay. So that looks pretty good to me. And one thing I like to do is just do the center again. Personally, because I'm using like a used strip basically to do it. If you have a lot of hair, you might find that you need to use a clean new strip for that. And then grab my handy dandy wipe. You can just use the same one. Really, these come with a lot on it. I wish there was a better way to save it so I can just use it for like 3 times round, but that's okay. And wipe it all down. I like to wipe, now that I'm done, I like to wipe the whole kit and caboodle like a million times because I hate spare wax. Then I'm going to use this to clean my hands off. Just open it up. If you're using regular oil, you can just lightly oil the spots that are sticky before you wash your hands. It shouldn't be too bad, especially if you're using the strips. Okay, my hands are wiped off. I'm going to just towel it off really quick there. And the last thing that I like to do, and where is my aloe? this is just basic aloe vera. Waxing irritates your skin. It sucks. It's gonna sting for a little bit. Some people's skin reacts differently than others. Mine is not too bad. Mine will not be red here in about 10 minutes. Maybe a little longer, depending. My mom, on the other hand, her skin stays red for like the next 30 hours. It's ridiculous. Does not matter if you put aloe on it. Does not matter what else. So just be aware. Everybody's skin is a little different. So yours could react differently than mine. You could end up with little pinpoints of blood. You could end up not being red at all. Sorry to keep dashing off camera there. I'm not exactly set up very well for this. And my towel is too far for me to reach. So, yay! I'll just come in here close so you can see. Nice, shaped, neat brows. As you can see, I don't have a lot of brow to work with. But hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully it was informative. There, my glasses back on. Have a lovely day, everyone.